Hey there, travelers. Mag and I here on day 169 of our trip around the United States. This morning, we're getting things started off from the heart of Crossett, here in the beautiful Centennial Park. And if we didn't really feel in the Christmas spirit before, it is almost impossible to take a walk through Centennial Park and not feel that Christmas cheer. They have this entire park decorated for Christmas and the holidays, and I can imagine Santa sitting right behind me over there talking to the children and spreading that Christmas cheer. In just a moment, we're going to take you on a very quick walk around the park, and then we're going to start into our miles for the day. Believe it or not, we're only one county shy of where we should have been last night, and considering our mechanical problems with the car, I'm not complaining at all about where we are starting this morning off from. Today's route has us covering 330 miles between here in Crossett and Little Rock. As you know, we don't go anywhere in a straight line in this game, so rather than taking the direct route from Crossett straight up to Little Rock, we're going to be going west and east, zigzagging our way up until we make it to Little Rock to end our day. For today, it's wet. It's been wet since we woke up, and I expect that it's going to be wet pretty much all day long. Whether it's raining or not, you know this journey is going to continue, and we're going to keep geocaching. So let's see what today has in store. Come on, let's go. Our fun for the day begins in the city of Crossett, the largest city in Ashley County with a population of around 5,500 people. Combined with the north and west Crossett areas, there's actually closer to 10,500 people living in this area. Located right in the heart of downtown along Main Street, you'll find the Crossett Centennial Park. This beautiful park was built upon the foundations of the Rose Inn, a once prominent structure in the city of Crossett. It makes for a scenic, restful stop, highlighted with pieces of Rose Inn history, beautiful gardens, and a fountain, all within walking distance of many shops in the downtown area. The park also plays host to an annual Christmas festival, which includes a live nativity, carol singing, and a Christmas tree lighting. As Aichan and I made our way around the park, not only did we get to enjoy some of the local history, but we also felt our Christmas spirits lifting with every step. And of course, before we can get started into our miles for the day, we have to make some finds in the area. Seeing a little free library on my map, I could not pass up the opportunity to swing by and try to make the find. And there it was, just waiting for us in the rafters. Then we carefully shook all the water off these branches before we stepped into the woods in pursuit of this large geocache. Even though everything else outside is very wet right now, we were very pleased to find that everything inside this bucket was nice and dry. And, even better, all of the swag was bagged up, so even if there was some water intrusion in the container, it would still have a good chance of staying dry in its bags, as all of the swag in here had done. This is definitely the kind of find to get a day of geocaching started off right. Maybe just one more quick grab before we get a move on for the day.
Hey, they don't always have to be hidden. Sometimes they can just be sitting there waiting for you to walk up and make the find. I'll take them as I can get them.
Upon reaching Monticello, our official starting point into our miles for the day, we stopped by to find one of the only geocaches in town hidden on the lawn of the Desha County Historical Museum. The museum is contained within an antique home built in 1909 and features 2 log cabins built in the 1800s. Unfortunately, the hours are very difficult to hit for a tour inside. No big deal though, we still treated ourselves to a nice little tour of the downtown area, enjoying a walk through this park and checking out all of the Christmas decorations. Since it was the middle of the day, only about half of them were lit up, but I bet you this would be quite a sight at night. Wanting to make just one more find in town, we made our way over to the local sports complex.
It may seem like an ordinary sports complex, but this is actually super cool. Because I geocached from satellite imagery, I can see that the entire complex is actually shaped like a star, which I think is pretty neat. And unfortunately, I don't think most people that come here are ever going to know that it has this really cool design to it. But kudos to the architects on this one. I dig it.
Our biggest surprise of the day came when we reached Warren, the county seat of Bradley County, with a population of right around 6,000 people. We made our way directly to the downtown area to visit the Bradley County Courthouse in pursuit of a traditional cache hidden near a time capsule. While the courthouse grounds feature a nice bit of history and a good tribute to our veterans, it's the building just down the street that is the real treat, the Bradley County Veterans Museum. Hosted in a building constructed by World War veterans, this facility is over 100 years old. Its primary purpose is to memorialize all Bradley County veterans, alive or deceased, who served this nation in war or peace. To serve this purpose, the all-volunteer team that runs the museum has gone to great lengths to acquire photos of all veterans from Bradley County that have served. The photos of these veterans are displayed along each wall and each hallway and each room within the entire building. And this is by no means a static display. In the time that I was there, they had a veteran in, getting his photo taken to be put up on the wall as well. The secondary purpose of the Veterans Museum is to preserve and display military memorabilia and serve as an educational institution for the purpose of historical preservation and public display. George Eliot once said that our dead are never dead to us until we have forgotten them, and this organization is ensuring that these veterans never truly die.
We may not be in Oklahoma, but Clark Kent still doesn't know what's going on around these parts.
Making our way steadily north and west out of Warren brought us to several great spots that had beautiful views out over the lakes, creeks, and rivers. These locations provided not only an opportunity to take in a beautiful view, but also enjoy a walk through the woods with the dog in pursuit of some geocache finds. Once I spotted the cable around the tree, I knew I was in the money on this one. And although we have seen quite a few barn quilts around this region, I've never seen a geocache hidden behind a barn quilt like this. Even the micros hidden in the woods, usually something I've grown at, proved to be a good time and made for fun finds. It definitely felt like Aichan and I were doing a great job of rocking our way through the finds, one at a time. And as soon as I spotted the geocaching logo on the top of this rock, I knew that we were in the money. I wonder if this area has any other unique hides for us to find. And sure enough, it does. We may have seen quite a few faceplates before, but I've never seen one like this. About to head northeast on our way out of Sheridan, I noticed a virtual on the map northwest of town that I had not included on my target list. As soon as I realized what it was, we made a sharp left and detoured out to the park. During World War II, a B-17 Flying Fortress exploded midair while trying to land in the field on the west side of the road. The B-17 replica seen here marks the site of where the Flying Fortress came to rest. Over the years, the gray monument marking the crash site was almost lost due to neglect. The American Legion began an effort to raise funds to purchase the land and make improvements in 2010. In 2011, the DAV joined in the effort and the American Legion B-17 Memorial Park was dedicated on October 12th of 2015. This beautiful park, truly a sight to see, now honors the crew of the B-17, the Civil War veterans killed at the Battle of Jenkins Ferry, Grant County killed in action during World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and American veterans past and present that have served our great nation. Walking around the park, around the edges of the replica B-17, and seeing all of these memorials is truly a humbling experience, and we're so glad we detoured to come visit this virtual. On approach toward the end of our day, we passed through Star City, the county seat of Lincoln County, which unfortunately hosts no geocaches within the city limits. However, what it does have, and what encouraged us to stop, is a beautiful town square. Taking a walk around the town square, you'll get to see an old Confederate monument, this cool clock tower, and, of course, a Veterans Memorial. The Veterans Memorial on the corner of the town square is centered around the ideas of courage, patriotism, and sacrifice, and honors veterans from World War I, World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. And since Aichan and I are making such fantastic time today, it looks like we still have enough time for one more walk in the woods to track down an ammo can. I honestly could not tell you how many ammo cans I have found over the years, but what I can tell you is it never gets old cracking open the lid on one of these big containers and looking through the swag inside. For our final stop of the day, under the light of the setting sun, we dropped into the Desha County Museum in Dumas. Although the museum itself was closed due to the late hour of our arrival, there is still plenty to see along the outside of the museum. We took a short walk through all of the old farming equipment before moving around to the other side of the building to visit the 10 buildings that recreate life in a typical South Arkansas farming community. Each of these 10 buildings is also furnished with artifacts from the Delta, so if you're ever fortunate enough to visit during open hours, you may get to see a thing or two and learn about the history of the area. All right, there goes the last of our light for the day. And amazingly and inexplicably, we are only one county shy of reaching Little Rock tonight. So, even though we fell behind yesterday and started 4 counties behind this morning, we're still going to finish right on schedule tonight. I have no idea how that happened. We didn't skip any targets through the day. In fact, we even added a target. All in all, it turned out to be a pretty good day. Even though our list was only traditionals today, all of those traditionals brought us to really great spots. There were a lot of good finds, really clever ones, as well as a lot of ammo cans, and we just had a lot of fun in general. I-Chun got out of the car quite a bit to do some hikes, and we got some pretty amazing views along the way. And wouldn't you know it, we also got to see quite a few veterans memorials and veterans displays. You really never know what each day on the road is going to offer you until you get there. We hope you guys have enjoyed this tour of southern Arkansas as much as we have. Tomorrow is going to be our last day exploring the state. After that, we drop down south and we'll be spending about a week in Mississippi before we finally head on to tackle Texas. Like this video, subscribe to stay tuned for daily updates, and we'll see you out on the trails.